Wake Up Central is your back to school central. In 1995, legislation approved charter schools in Arkansas, and now there are dozens across the state teaching thousands of students. So is there a difference between charter schools and traditional public schools? Wake Up Central's Journey Taylor is here in our studio with some more insight. Good morning, Journey.
Yeah, good morning, Karen. Many of the charter schools are starting back this week or next, and some of you may be questioning what's happening within these buildings. Well, I spoke to two families who say charter was the best fit for them. All across the world, you can find children dreaming of their futures. And for many, caring guardians are right beside them, wanting the best.
Tengo un muchacho de 16 años.
And the sentiment is true for Glendis Bocanegra, a mom of 3. She wanted to take her children's education into her own hands, so she tried something different. A charter school.
Amigos hispanos, escuché.
Bocanegra says many of her friends told her that Lisa Academy Public Charter School was a good choice. And since transferring her 2 oldest over, she's been pleased with the outcome.
Y es una escuela que por tener un pequeño grupo.
She says she's noticed how teachers could spend more time focusing on students due to the smaller classes compared to the schools her children were at before. Although she's only learned of charter schools in the last few years, they've been around for the last 2 decades. According to Scott Smith, Executive Director of Arkansas Public School Resource Center, while many may see these schools in their communities, there's a lot many may not know, including that they are public schools.
That's a common misconception. Charter schools are public schools. They're free, they're open to anyone who would like to attend, and they serve, depending on their configuration, grades pre-K through the 12th grade.
Smith says there are 2 types of charters: open enrollments, which are independent of school districts, and then conversion charters, which are charters ran by school districts. The 2 of those charters together average about 8% of the total public school population in the state, while also offering an innovative way to approaching K through 12 education.
You see thematic type programs where charters are maybe a virtual school, a math type school, arts-based school. We even have trauma schools. We've got various types of charters out there. They're usually interested in solving a specific issue or problem.
I started to get more into the building robots and like coding and stuff.
Griffin Horton has dreams of becoming an engineer. The 6th grader says he has enjoyed the change from his previous private school to Lisa Academy Public Charter School. And I guess it doesn't hurt that he also gets to see his dad in the halls as well.
Finding a job for me wasn't going to be too difficult. I wanted to make sure that my family was comfortable and that they could adjust.
Chris Horton is the athletic director for Lisa Academy and also teaches PE. Horton says he wanted to find an environment just like Bocanegra, however, for the opposite reason.
I knew it was a good environment for my kids, but I knew they needed something more. And I know the education wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. And I had seen my oldest son go through elementary, and he had gotten to 6th grade, and I could just see things were lacking.
He says the switch for his 2 boys presented its challenges, especially for his oldest son, from socialization to even learning on a more rigorous level.
Year 1 was tough, just because small school, he had probably 10, 12 in his class. And so moving to a bigger school, it was a little tougher for him to, kind of get out of his shell, which is different from Griffin. Like Griffin came over here and he did a really good job right away of making friends, and he was more outgoing.
But with time and adjusting, he saw progression and even improvement in his testing scores.
He struggled at first trying to catch up, but what has really been good for him is the teachers, because it is a bigger school, but the teachers are more like a smaller school. Like, they put in the effort individually.
And Smith says that's the thing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with traditional public schools or even private schools. In fact, he says parents should treat it like a market approach and learn how they can serve their students and provide a choice.
They have the ability to choose different settings for their kids. We have many families who have some of their children in a traditional school district model. Some of the same kids in that same family may be attending a charter school.
And for these parents, They just want to put their children on the right path with their best foot forward. Now, there are 35 to 40,000 kids who attend charter schools within the state at this time. And again, these schools are public schools. They are free and open to whoever would like to attend.
From what I've seen here, Journey, it sounds like you have a smaller child-to-teacher ratio, which is good for some kids. And for example, public schools, nothing wrong with them at all. But if you have a child with special interests like computer coding, you might do a STEM themed. So the themes are in charter schools, correct?
Yes, absolutely. They're focusing on certain things, as you said, a mission or a thing to kind of work on. So these schools are very special and unique.
Like art, for example, if that's
exactly,
your interest.
Exactly. But you know, we're also public school kids as well.
We're both,
so support to everything, just the option. Parents having an option to try out different things for each child.
Yes, and the explainer of what a charter school is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Journey. We appreciate it. Lots in there.